look at Part 1.
First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 5. Now we begin. You should answer the questions as you listen, as the recording is not played twice. Listen carefully to the conversation and answer questions 1 to 5.
Hello?
Oh, hello. Can I speak to Magda, please?
Yes, this is Magda here.
Hi, Magda. My name's Mohammed. I'm phoning about the car advertised on the college notice board. Is it still available?
Yes, it is. A few people have come to see it, but they all want newer, faster cars.
That was my first question, actually. How old is the car?
It's 9 years old, but it doesn't look it.
That's good. And how many miles has it done?
Well, the mileometer says 40,000.
That seems quite low for a car of that age. I think maybe the mileometer is broken.
No, I think it's because the previous owner was an old lady and she didn't use it that much.
Right, great. Can I ask why you're selling the car?
Yes, sure. I've just got a job in London. I can take the tube, so I don't need a car.
That's great. Congratulations. Could I just check the price? The advert says £600, which seems quite a lot for an old car.
Not really, when you think it hasn't done many miles. I can take £100 off the final price, but that's it, I'm afraid.
Okay, that seems fair. Could I come and see the car this evening?
Well, tonight's not great, but I could manage tomorrow.
Fine. Shall we say around 11 a.m.?
Okay. Shall I drive the car to you?
That's really kind, thanks. I live on campus. We could meet in the cafe. I'll buy you a coffee to say thanks.
Sure. I'll be there around 11:30.
Great. See you there.
You have some time to look at questions 6 to 10. Now listen carefully and answer questions 6 to 10.
Good afternoon, Wayne's Wheels. Can I help you?
Hello, yes. I've just bought a car and I need some insurance.
Okay, I'll ask you some questions and see what we can do to help.
All right.
So, let's start with your full name.
My name is Mohammed Al-Sharif.
I'm sorry, can you spell your surname?
Yes, it's A-L-S-H-A-R-I-F-F.
Thanks. And when were you born, Mohammed?
I was born on the 21st of October, 1994.
So you're 19. Great. And what sort of car have you bought?
It's a Peugeot 205 diesel.
Have you got the registration number?
Yes, it's YL34GGB.
Okay. Can I have your address?
Yes, it's 78 Acacia Avenue, Stourbridge, Wolverhampton, BM56YLM.
Is that ACACIA?
That's right.
Well, the good news is that the computer is saying that Stourbridge is a safe area, so this will keep the price of your insurance down.
Oh, that's good. Do you know how much it'll be?
Well, the system is quoting me a price of £100.
Per year?
No, per month, I'm afraid, and you'll need to pay an extra £50 in the first month, which is the administration charge.
Okay. So that's £1,250 in total for the year.
That's right. Now, how would you like to pay?
You will now have half a minute to check your answers. talk and answer questions 11 to 16.
Hi there, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. In the room here today, we have students from Japan, Afghanistan, Europe, and North America. Some of you have English as your first language, but the majority don't. You all have something in common, though. Everyone here works in the field of law, and you are all here for our new blended learning course, which allows you to get the qualification you need without leaving your country or your job. So, this 2-day conference is one of only 2 chances that you will get to meet your tutors and your classmates face to face in your first year of study. The next time we meet, it'll be for a lot longer, our 3-month summer intensive course, which ends with your end-of-year exams. You'll be doing all of your online learning in our Virtual Learning Platform, or VLP for short. This is a set of online tools which help you to study and allow your work to be assessed. So, how will you use the VLP? Well, first of all, when you return to your country, you need to log on to the VLP and then download your first assignment and the reading list. Then, you will need to find the books on the reading list. Some of the books will be available to download from the VLP, but you may have to buy some on the internet. While you are studying for your first assignment, if you have any questions, please feel free to write your tutor an email. If you'd prefer, you can arrange to have a phone conversation with your tutor instead. If you've asked your tutor for help and you don't want to contact them again, you can try the student forum. There will be lots of other students who will be happy to help. After you've submitted your first assignment, you can expect to wait about a week before your tutor uploads your grade onto the VLP.
Now listen to the rest of the guide talk and answer questions 17 to 20.
Assignments are a fairly small part of the course, however. A lot more time will be spent participating in seminars and listening to lectures. There is 1 seminar per week, which you'll be able to participate in on the VLP. We try to choose a convenient time for everyone, but you may find that your seminar is very early in the morning or late at night. There are also 5 lectures per week. These are recorded and uploaded onto the VLP, and you can listen to them at a convenient time. Now, I think you all know that balancing a full-time job with studying isn't easy. It may be that from time to time you can't meet a deadline. If this happens, let your tutor know, and they will discuss how much extra time you need. There's also the option, in the most serious cases, to extend your degree, to give you another year of study time. We don't encourage you to do this. However, it is an option and we can discuss it with you if necessary. So that brings me to the end of my talk. Has anybody got any questions? I know it's a lot to take in, so please don't hesitate to ask.
You will now have half a minute to check your answers.
First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 26. Now listen carefully and answer questions 21 to 26.
Morning, Jane. Thanks for coming to see me. Take a seat.
Thank you, Dr. Coulson.
Now, you're probably wondering why I wanted to talk to you.
Well, yes, it has been worrying me a bit.
No need to worry. I just wanted to have a chat about your progress this term and, in particular, discuss your research project.
OK.
So, I should start by saying that you're a very active member of the seminar group. You have always prepared well for the seminars by reading around the subject, which is good.
Thank you. I find the seminars very interesting. I try to listen to the group's ideas as well.
Yes, you are very good at listening, but I feel that you accept the ideas suggested in the group a little too easily.
I'm sorry, I'm not sure what you mean.
Well, do you remember the lecture on critical thinking I gave?
Yes, I think so. It was all about asking questions.
Well, that's partly right, but it's the type of questions you ask that is important. For example, if one of the people in your group expresses an idea, you need to ask yourself what evidence there is to support this idea.
OK, I'll try to do that. You mentioned my research project as well?
Yes, it's actually connected to the idea of critical thinking. I'm a little concerned that the essay makes some statements which I'm not sure your research completely proves. For example, you make the claim that people who have difficulty with their speech probably had an accident when they were young.
Yes, that's because my case study had a very bad car accident as a child, and since then he has not been able to speak properly.
OK, that's interesting. But I think you need a greater quantity of data to support your findings.
You now have some time to look at questions 27 to 30. Now listen to the rest of the discussion and answer questions 27 to 30.
You can't really rely on case studies alone. They're a great source of in-depth information about individuals, but they don't really provide us with the quantity of information needed to make general claims. Have you checked whether there are any research papers which talk about the connection between accidents and speech?
Not yet, no, but I will.
Yes, do. They might analyse what happens in the brain after an accident and why this might affect speech. Remember to check the date the article was written, though. Research tends to go out of date quickly. Have you also interviewed experts who argue against the connection between speech problems and accidents?
No, I thought that would weaken my argument.
Well, it may well do, but it doesn't really matter what you believe in the end. You just need to think about the evidence on both sides and make a reasoned judgment.
OK, I think I see what you mean. I was also thinking about getting a higher quantity of information through sending this questionnaire out to medical institutions. Would you mind having a look at it for me?
Yes, sure. Let's see. Well, on the whole, it's fine, I think. But you need to be very careful about asking leading questions. What I mean by that is some of your questions may actually suggest what answer you are looking for.
Oh, that's helpful. Thank you. I'll change those questions.
Good. So, when do you think you'll have a first draft for me to look?
You will now have half a minute to check your answers. Now listen carefully and answer questions 31 to 35.
Hello everybody. So, as part of our study program this term, we've researched an aspect of archaeology which has some kind of mystery attached to it. I'm going to talk about the mysteries of the Great Pyramids of Egypt. In particular, I'm going to concentrate on the theories surrounding how the pyramids were built. I'm going to start by putting pyramids into their historical context. Then I'm going to look at the different ideas surrounding the building of the pyramids. At the end, there will be the chance to ask questions. So why are we so fascinated with the building of the pyramids? Well, it's to do with their enormous size and weight. The Great Pyramid of Khufu, for example, at Giza in Egypt, has a mass of 5.9 million tons, and it is around 146 meters tall. Approximately 2.3 million stone blocks were used to build it. Today's architects would have difficulties building a pyramid of this size and weight in the middle of a desert, even with the help of powered machinery. For the architects of 2550 BC, who didn't have modern technology to help them, building a pyramid must have been almost impossible. There's no doubt that they had a big workforce. During the 80 years of building this pyramid, between 20,000 and 30,000 workers helped with its construction. However, this doesn't explain how workers could lift and move a stone block which weighed over 2 tons. There have been several theories about this from leading archaeologists.
You now have some time to look at questions 36 to 40. Now listen to the rest of the lecture and answer questions 36 to 40.
One common theory states that a straight ramp or slope was built outside the pyramid and workers could walk up the ramp pulling the stone block. This diagram at the top illustrates the theory. As you can see, one problem is the size of the ramp. In order to get it to reach right to the top of the pyramid, the ramp would have to be around 1 kilometer long. There wasn't the space for this sort of ramp. Pyramids were built on a high platform with other buildings around them, as shown in the diagram. This second diagram shows another theory which has been suggested by French architect Jean-Pierre Houdin. Houdin believes that a shorter 60-meter-long ramp was used on the outside of the pyramid. Workers would pull the stone blocks up the ramp in order to build the base of the pyramid. As the bottom of the pyramid was being built using the external ramp, a second ramp was being built inside the pyramid. The internal ramp begins at the bottom, is about 6 feet wide, and is much less steep than a large external straight ramp would be. So, I've outlined 2 of the main theories associated with the building of the pyramids. I personally think that Houdin's theory is the most believable. However, I'd like to know your opinions. Would anyone like to say what they think or ask a question?
You will now have
the listening test. You now have 10 minutes to transfer your answers to the listening answer sheet.